Okay, how about now? There we go. Couldn't figure out what was wrong. Okay, hopefully the audio is working now and sounds good. Looks like the audio Discord is there. Let's turn that back up a little bit. Hope everyone is doing good today.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I am doing good.
Good.
I had a productive week of work.
Excellent. So you're going to send me a link, right?
Yep, getting that now.
Good. Alrighty.
Oh, I also need to go to my website.
Oh. I see. So I guess we need a new link.
No. The video link is fine. I just needed the
okay.
This one. Okay, did you do the Go problem homework?
I actually did some this morning. I finished the cut ones and the connect ones, and I got well into the squeeze ones, but I didn't get to the latter ones because I had some issues I needed to deal with, and I got sidetracked. But I'm going to have to come up with a means of keeping track of what I've done for the homework, because I tend to put it off because I don't really have a means to keep track of it. And then if I'm not going to remember how many I did. So I usually end up doing it the morning of the lesson and trying to do them all at once. So I'm going to figure something out for that. And then just like use the application and try to use it every day just to do problems, not necessarily the homework. But I want to keep track of the homework to be sure I did it.
Gotcha. Looks like you've done 69 problems this month.
Okay.
So you can see how many the total month problems you've done right here.
Well, that's interesting because I did 50 cuts and 50 connects this morning. Is there like a lag on?
Hold. Okay, so I thought it might be reading mine instead of yours, but no, this is definitely this profile's.
Yeah, that's interesting because I know for sure I've got 100 because I did the 50 cuts and 50 connects, and I did
Like
some of the squeeze.
No, look, you're at 532
for the month.
For this month.
Good. Okay, for the month, great.
That's odd. I have to figure out.
Then why is it not showing that?
It's got the wrong data apparently. I'll have to go in here and figure out what data it's pulling from, because these numbers are coming from somewhere. I just don't know where now. I thought they were coming from here, but I don't know.
But I definitely have to get back to using it every day, you know, to at least do some problems every day.
I know what I did.
Then
I think I know what I did.
Then I have to find a way to track the homework.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I know what it did. Okay, this is wrong. I'm thinking about it, but yeah, this is how coding works.
I swear I did 100 problems this morning, and then a few more.
500 this month.
Oh yeah, well, but that's low. That's very low. I should be doing at least. I should be doing at least 50 to 100 a day.
Yeah, you're not in the top 10. You're at a position 11.
Yeah, is that for all time?
No, this is this month. You're 11th.
For the month. Okay. Check all time. See how I did for all time. Yeah, see, I'm number 7 for all time. That's because I used to do a heck of a lot of problems, and I've been sloughing off for the last couple of
Yeah,
months.
it's not even
So
a
I got to
year
get back
old.
into it.
This app isn't even a year old. It's 10,000 problems. It's crazy.
But that doesn't surprise me at all. It should be more.
I
Should
mean, you
definitely be
got
more. But what
y'all's
this guy is
45,000.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He kept trying to like stay ahead of me for a while.
I love his avatar. It's just so cool.
I call it the Frank is fine.
Yeah.
I actually am much higher than this. I'm probably double this because on the version test, I have to test the problems a lot, do a lot of
Oh,
testing. So I'm
okay. And they
like
don't
double that.
count.
Yeah,
They
because
don't
it's a
count.
different database. So I'm like
Right.
50,000 problems this in the last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where are we at with this? Looks like all
Well,
BenQ.
and there's 2 weeks to look at, by the
Mm.
way, because we're doing alternate weeks
Mm-hmm.
lessons. Now, one of the things is that my NAOL games this season are bad. I have lost 4 of them. There's only one more to go. Wouldn't be surprised if I'd lose that one. Oddly, I'm doing better in Go Magic, but I mean, I kind of regard those leagues now as not anything to care about the rank,
Uh-huh.
but just try to play a good game. And, I don't see it as like looking for a rank. And of course, in the Go Magic, it's the ranks are maybe not as weird as the ones in NAOL, but I think that's because people update their ranks in Go Magic more than they update them in NAOL.
Yeah, NAOL is like crazy with the ranks.
Yeah, I know. I know you see the crazy matchups.
Like there should not be a 20Q versus a 3Q. I mean, come on. That was like the worst one I saw. And I was like, guys, come on. This is not okay. What
I
is
know.
this?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
crazy.
so let's see.
So we ought to have a lot of games for you to look at. Some you might want to look at more than others because some might be with lower level players. That would probably be a really good one to look at because, well, it's a 2-stone handicap game though.
That's fine. Two
But
stones is basically an
yeah,
even game.
right.
Review started.
Okay. I think it's here because you want to get that base as fast as possible. Hmm. This
Now
is
you realize I'm
interesting.
black.
Oh, sorry. I'm over here thinking like you're the stronger player. You
No,
gave
I'm
someone else
not.
2 stones.
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
What about here?
That's interesting. That's very, very interesting because it's like a double pincer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that, but that's good.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just don't even think about pincering in their games. And yeah, it's really important to have a pincer as one of your weapons.
Right.
What about this one?
Yeah, that is something that I have played in the recent past with varying results.
Yeah, I think on this board it would look really good.
Yeah.
Okay. The heck is that move? Okay, opening's pretty good. What? What? What is happening? Here you need the Hane.
Yeah, I saw that later when I looked at it, and AI wanted the Hane.
Yeah, it's important because you have to make sure that this does not become a net.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is your... If you go again, now it's a ladder. Oh, that is unfortunate. Yeah, the corner's dead if you play the Hane.
Right. Yeah. See, the thing is, I was like really surprised because I thought he was going for a ko.
Yeah, I thought it was the,
And
and then he
and
died.
he didn't go for the ko. And then I thought, well, I ought to be able to kill this.
It was dead. You just needed to not let the net happen.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, it's fine. Just still get this round. And then here.
Okay.
Okay. It's still good for you, but you definitely missed the chance to just kill it straight up.
Right. It would have been nice.
I think you'd be more aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Cat. Hold on. I gotta open the door because he's throwing a fit. If there is a door shut in the house, he throws a fit.
They do like to come and go as they please, you know.
Mm-hmm. This one's a little bit odd. Just fix if you're gonna fix.
Right. I should have.
No, you have to go here.
Right. Oh, true. Okay.
You go here, then your 4 stones are getting weaker.
I know. I got confused.
Mm-hmm. So it kind of means you always have to worry about this now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is okay. No, actually, you don't need it. It's a ladder, so just attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ladder.
Okay.
So this is too
Darn.
defensive. Yeah, this one's probably too defensive. Especially since you can do this move in Sente. Mm-hmm. This one is way too passive. Just cut the groups and everything is weak.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you have like a serious advantage in this game. All you have to do is just cut.
Yeah. See, that's my problem.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you would play defensive here.
Because I didn't realize. I mean, I saw myself as not having 2 eyes. And,
okay, but you would still run away before you make eye space.
Well, that's true. But I guess I didn't see myself getting out. But,
what about just here then?
Yeah. That's true.
You could also go here, here, here.
Right.
Yeah, there's many ways out, so this is just super passive. Even defense, it's super passive. This is not a Panuki looking shape. You want this one. Getting a little bit of trouble. This should be free. I would look at this move at some point, but this is getting really close to a Tsuji. It should still be okay for another move or two. Okay, just making sure your live is probably okay. Yeah, you are super, super passive in this corner. Basically, like, everything that White could have done wrong, White did wrong. But you weren't able to punish.
Right, I was not able to punish. Yeah, by the time it looked like I was getting separated, I stopped thinking about their weaknesses and focused on my own.
Mm-hmm. Got to see both simultaneously.
No, but I don't.
Or defend yourself in Sente. Like, I only play Sente defense. There is no Gote defense. What was it that I said a few weeks ago? There is no big move? It's only attacking?
Yeah, well, that was when we were on Fox and playing all the cutting points.
It's still kind of relevant. It's still the similar concepts.
Oh, by the way, did you know that there's another let's see, podcast about Go now?
He sent me a message. He said that I think was I the first one that came out? He had interviewed me a few months ago, and he sent me a message saying he finally released the season, or he's starting to release.
Oh, he started, but yours hasn't come out yet. The most recent one is Telegraph Go, and the reason I mention it is because he had this discussion about power and territory, and I think you would find it relevant to some of the things you've said.
Yeah, I need to listen to it while I'm coding or whatever. Usually it's just Kara is listening to like D&D podcast and I'm coding is what it usually is. So maybe I can get like an hour a day to listen to a Go podcast.
Yeah, and the Starpoint one is very good too.
I tried to listen to the Starpoint, but I don't know. Maybe it's because there wasn't like a conversation or something. I got really bored with it. I couldn't get past the first episode.
Oh, that's interesting because I find the Starpoint one quite interesting.
I think it's good for what it is.
And I'm glad that there's
I just
two of
focus.
them now.
Like for me, I was just like, this is not something that I can just like listen to. It needs to be like some sort of more engagement. It's just the way I work, I guess. I don't think it was a bad podcast. I just think I couldn't focus on it.
Right.
Here, you want to look at bamboo stuff.
Okay.
I like that you're attacking. I'm just wondering why you weren't doing it on the right.
Well, here's the thing. At this point, I believe I saw that I was safe, and he actually wasn't anymore. He actually wasn't yet, and that I could. Okay, so that's better.
Probably.
Right.
This is just easier and safer.
Yeah, but then all he has to do is play K-12 and. Or 13 rather.
Yeah, but like,
and he's out.
That's not that bad for you.
No, it's not, because I guess I get the 1 stone.
The idea is like get profit. As long as you get profit, it doesn't really matter. This feels inconsistent.
Okay.
You were attacking from here, but now you switched gears and attacked from here. Ah, you chickened out. You chickened out. Just keep it going. I think you actually play better in faster games because you don't have time to second guess yourself.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. So yes, I should just play Blitz.
I gotta get you to stop second guessing your own ideas.
I do. I so second guess myself.
Well, you're not dead, so you got that going for you. Yeah, you missed a lot of like chances to gain a lead. And I think you could see them if you were like just choosing to attack. But you
got so far ahead of me on territory. I mean, the left is getting huge. The bottom is getting huge.
Well, if you think about how do you win and go? You win from a positive exchange rate. How do you make a positive exchange rate? It's by attacking. So if you never attack, you could never be ahead.
Well, that theoretically, you've got a point there, but you know very well that I never attack and I win plenty of games. So I may be winning against people who are probably, or maybe they should be weaker than me, but I'm winning games and I'm not attacking.
Yeah, that's because the other parts of your games are like several ranks stronger than. So theoretically, if you're at the same rank, you have to attack to win. But if like parts of your game are like 3 ranks stronger, because like that's what's carrying you right now is like the other parts of your game are so strong, but then you're constantly like held back. So if we change your rank to a 5Q, you are not winning because you can't pull out those victories because you never attack. So yeah, at a certain level you are winning. This is true. But if like a chunk of your game is 5Q or 4Q, and you're not able to carry that rank, it's probably because you're not attacking.
Yeah.
So we just got to pretend you're a higher rank, and then we're like, okay, see, you're not winning. You're just sandbagging. You're sandbagging the 8Qs and 7Qs. So I want to say the knight is cuttable. Yes. Are you still trying to live? Okay. Okay.
Well, you know, I
That's
really
fair.
I need to have 2 eyes eventually.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fair.
otherwise I'm just a dragon that's going to die.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think your strategy here is not incorrect. There's not really a target to counterattack.
Right.
Try not to do. See if you can live in a more active way. Maybe that's too much.
Yeah.
But did you check the cut?
No, did not check that.
It is a knight's move. You wanna hear Clossius in your head. You hear a knight's move. You check the cut.
I know.
Knight's moves are cuttable. Knight's moves are cuttable. Knight's moves are cuttable. Always check the knight's moves.
You have to sing it. You can't just say it.
Yeah, you're definitely alive. Do you even need that move?
Maybe not.
Yeah, you don't even need that move.
Probably not.
Yeah, I think you could have easily won this game if you were just not scared of yourself. Because like all your strategies and shapes are stronger than white's in this game. Everything is going in your favor if you choose to attack.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think that's all it is. Is if you had just attacked, everything would have gone your way. This is weird. What are you worried about?
Yeah, I could have just done that. There's no reason for me to pull back.
Yeah, I don't know what you could possibly be worried about. Okay, you're checking the knight's move. That's good. You can technically Hane, but it's okay. At least you're checking the cut. Good, but the answer is here. Does that make sense?
Let's see. What did I do? Oh, that. Yes. It makes sense. Yes, makes lots of sense. Much better.
So someone in chat said, not attacking blindly, you need to always have some sort of plan. I want to say I agree, but I have found it is better to attack blindly than to not attack at all.
Yes, especially for me, because we're trying to train me to attack.
Yeah, if you're not attacking at all, you can't come up with a plan.
Right, exactly. I guess I have to attack and see what fails in order to then eventually use that to help formulate future plans.
I don't think black needs to defend D2 if these 2 stones are dead.
Right.
I don't think D2 matters. Yeah, I see. This you did good. You were checking the cutting points. You just got to do that the whole game.
The Amaranth's gifted 10 subscriptions.
Amaranth.
The first one to say gets
subs.
a lesson.
Wonderful.
First one to what? The first one to say something gets a lesson. Interesting. Bamboo.
Yep. That would have been so good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think here you probably started blitzing. You have a habit to blitz this part of the game.
Well, not only that, but I do get tired, and I may have already realized that I'd lost the game, and that there really wasn't a path to victory. So I may have been in let's finish this up mode.
Oh. They're just talking about the end game. I thought they were with D2. They're saying that the end game works. I was thinking that the 2 stones would die, so you're not going to die with the 5. But yeah, okay. They're just talking about the points. I'm over here trying to like kill you in my head. Here.
Yeah, and I realized that right after I'd played in a way that it was no longer available to me. I did realize it in the game.
Yeah. Okay. So if I fix. Okay. So here. How many points is that? Because it is Gote. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? 3? No, 4? Yeah, so it's a 4-point Gote move. Yeah, I don't think it's that big yet. Maybe I'm overthinking it. I could just be overthinking it. I also only thought about it for like 2 seconds, so it's not the most well thought out move. Here, 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 here. Do you remember this pattern from the kick Joseki?
Yes.
Okay. You could also consider this here, here, here. Okay. The end game in this game is much better.
Oh, that's good.
Mm.
So then maybe I wasn't on let's finish it mode. Maybe I just missed some things.
I guarantee you were still playing fast. From what I know about your games, you almost always play really fast in the end game. So
yeah.
This is difficult to read, but if we apply some logic, you have an I at A1, right?
Right.
So can white make an I in here?
Absolutely not. So one eye beats no eye.
Exactly. So you actually don't have to do anything.
Right.
Okay, so it's definitely looks scary, but once you realize it's I versus no I, it's not scary anymore.
Yeah, the thing I was worried about was that I might get forced to play E3, and then white might have had enough. Oh, forget it. White might have cut, at E6, and maybe had enough liberties to force me to connect except at B2. Except that's not really possible.
Yeah.
Is
exactly.
it? No, it's not possible.
Yeah, because they have to have
have to have
an eye to do it. Yeah, I know.
But
That's why
what
I said
I was worried about.
It looks complicated, but it's actually really simple as long as you realize it's I versus no I. It just looks complicated.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that. I got some mileage out of that.
That was a very nice monkey.
Yeah.
Like a gorilla. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's fine. This one's fine. This one's fine. Just glanced and it looked bad. No, you didn't read it. Oh, is it the last move? Are we at the end?
Okay, so if white plays...
you will have to fix eventually. You do have to fix when this liberty gets filled, you have to fix.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm wondering if you missed a point, but it looks like you did not. So.
I actually thought about that at the time. Now I should have played that for sure.
Yeah, this is playing too fast.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, are you looking for the goose? Aw, they were looking for the goose. Okay.
Oh yeah, I see the goose. If I get to fill the liberties on those white stones, then I can play M12. And I get one stone, I guess.
Gotcha. I really think this game, if you had just attacked, you win.
Okay.
You had a much better position with everything.
Chris Adino just followed.
Wait, why did I click on that? I don't want that.
Oh, wait a second. That was probably already reviewed by Ben. Yeah, you can see on the
sorry, I was looking at the red.
Yeah.
Another Jim. I feel like I've been reviewing you and Jim for a couple weeks now.
Oh, you've been reviewing Gemini for a while. And Jem has watched the stream quite a bit, even before she started to take lessons. Yeah, and our reviews with Jem go back a while.
Yeah, everything. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. If you're going to do that, then just jump.
Oh.
This is way too defensive. Remember, like, what do you want to do with the framework?
Okay, now wait a second. First of all, when white plays h17, isn't e18 a proper defense?
Is it?
Because, well, a kick.
No,
I
I
was under
want a
the
pincer.
Oh, you want a pincer? Okay, I was just going to say that I was under the impression that kicking twice was really bad.
Yeah, I agree. I don't want the double kick. I want a pincer.
You want a pincer? Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
I want to attack.
Okay,
This
so
is my
now,
framework.
yes, here we are, me being defensive, not attacking.
So you should also know if you really need to, you can always get this move to get this 11 move.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. But
you can always sacrifice 9 to get 11.
Lot.
If you sorry, just remember only here. You can always do this exchange if you really need the eye space.
Oh, right, absolutely. Sure.
So you should not fear this corner. You can always make the eyes if you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely want to attack with your framework though. Remember, like the whole point of star points is to attack something. Right? So in this area you want to fight.
All right, if I do the pincer, what's white's likely response?
Well, I want to say they're supposed to jump, but likely response is relative. So typically players will try to play like this crap, and half of them don't work. So that's kind of what you would expect, is them to do something to run away or counterattack. But it's less about like reading every single possibility and more about making the judgment call that a fight is not a bad idea in this side of the board, because it's your side of the board. So you want to fight here. This is a big move, but this is definitely too early. Okay, which square do you want out of the 4 center squares?
Let me think. I think the lower right, because it builds my Moya.
Cameron said Baduk Doctor says to play it anyways to reduce and get the territory. Oh, really?
To play that.
I would love to see that video. Can you link the video in Twitch chat? But apparently the Baduk Doctor said you can just play that and get it all the time. That's really cool. Like he's really strong. Like Baduk Doctor, I believe, is a 9-down pro in Korea, so I'm pretty sure he's really strong. If he said it. I remember someone told me a long time ago that you don't want to kill all the Aji, but I'm pretty confident they were not as strong as Baduk Doctor. So
yeah.
So I'm going to take his opinion on it if he said that.
Right.
He's not a professional? I guess I don't. I don't know how strong he is. I thought he was. I got the impression he was really strong though when I was watching his videos. Okay, so really strong amateur. You really shouldn't be doing this. This means you need more Jaker problems.
Okay, show me. Okay, then show me what's likely to happen in that corner if I Tanuki.
So first, let's try to reduce the eye space.
Okay, so then...
That's pretty easy life, right?
I guess so. I suppose my response would have been T3. What if I T3?
Okay. You have 2 vital points.
Okay.
So if they go here, then here.
Okay.
Okay, so then they play your vital point, and then you play this move.
Okay. Right, because I get to play at T5. Yeah.
So definitely more J groups. However, I want to say that you likely didn't even read it. I think you have a habit of playing these automatically, so I don't know how much time you actually spent on this move.
Probably not a lot. I didn't know how to respond to D2.
There's many correct answers. Ooh, that's cool.
I figure I'd let him have the corner. I mean, let her have the corner. And
you can do that with this Joseki if you want.
Okay.
This one is a very old pattern, but it's pretty easy, I think. If they go here, you get to attack them.
Okay.
They have a baseless group. So typically they have to go here. And then if they go here, they still have a baseless group. So they have to go here, and then you just trap them in with really strong shape. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you like, the key to this one is it looks weird, but as long as you remember that you take the base if they try to escape, then it's a pretty good way to surround them. Typically here, you would see either here or here. But typically what I see is here. And then you fight. But I think your idea to surround is good. Why here? This is not a good move.
No, it's not a good move.
Yeah, this one's
and
just not good.
White's going to live anyway. So maybe I ought to just play 06 and build my Moyo.
Yeah, but Tanuki is not what you should do.
Yeah, Tanuki. Well, that is a Tanuki of sorts, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like you should not be playing anything right here.
Right. Yeah, this was terrible.
No, on the right side, you responded perfectly over there. It's just you should have gotten Sentai. Okay. I like it. I like it. Good defense. I immediately look for the cutting point. Immediately. Dot. What is White gonna do? Here. So we have this one, and so we need one more Liberty.
Which we don't have.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can get it. Unfortunate. There's no other way this can go. Okay, what about this one? Dang it. Oh, and for practice, I'm doing it with the mouse to save time for lessons, but you should always try to like read it with your
I know
eyes
it's not. I know it's not the right thing to do, and I'm assuming you were, taking a shortcut for the lesson.
Yeah. I'm just making sure that I clarify. Don't do this. You need to read it. It's not that you have to do it for accuracy. It's that you have to do it because over time it'll really help you with your reading.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I understand ladders, but a ladder of that distance is going to be will be impossible for me to actually read.
Well, yeah, you have to do it like 100 times, maybe 500 times.
Well, what I need is ladder problems that are progressively farther out, that are reasonable.
Do we have that? I actually don't remember if how difficult or wide the ladder problems are. Let's see, difficulty 0 to like 7, 6. Ladder. Okay, so this is what it starts.
Yeah, I know, and that's reasonable.
Right. So yeah, I think you can do that on here.
Yeah, I know. And I've done the ladder problems, and I'll continue to do the ladder problems.
Yeah, here I think here is where it's starting to get tricky to visualize.
Yeah.
This is a ladder I think a ton of people miss. I think Q players probably just don't see this ladder at all in their games. Maybe in a Go problem you could solve it, but like in a game, I don't see anyone actually solving this at Q level.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And actually, it ends up being a squeeze.
It's a squeeze ladder, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a squatter. It's a squatter. Yeah. If you want to think of it that
way. What I like is the ones that, like, there's stones that end up converging in the middle.
Yeah, those are more for like drawing patterns. So usually it's not. It happens sometimes, I guess. Usually it's not that clean though. But yeah, ladders are like super important and very underestimated, underutilized. Okay, so which square are you aiming for right now?
Let me think. It's funny because like you asked me which square I'm aiming for. I don't really think about those squares that you've been using recently. So I can't really say that I'm ever actually aiming for one of them. So I guess I'm going to have to start thinking about that.
And this is why I repeat it over and over.
Yeah. So let's see. The square that holds the most potential for me is D.
And is there a potential for white?
There is some potential for white, but not as much for me in D.
Okay.
I think maybe white has more potential in A.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you that building D is good.
Okay.
Can you build something in Sente and then do that though?
Perhaps.
Yep. It's another way to think about it. This one is passive. You need to make it bigger to attack something. You don't want this cash. You want to attack.
You think I do.
Yeah.
You think I do.
I know. You and every other student of mine.
Yeah. We just say yeah, and then we continue to do what we've been doing.
This is like one of the things I say the most is don't protect your Moyo. Attack with the Moyo. Attack with the framework.
Okay, so
let's check
if I ignore, let's say I ignore G8 and don't block it, then if he comes in farther, there's no attacking that because he's going to be able to make any stones live that he gradually pushes in with. So what am I supposed to be doing instead of protecting my Moyo at this point?
Well, first off, it's a knight's move. Let's check the cut. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, and then check cut number 2. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, but how is the ladder looking? Okay, so we have at least the ladder breaker. And you said if they go in, I get nothing. True.
Well, I didn't say nothing, but I'm not going to kill what goes in.
Well, you're not supposed to kill.
Well, you want me to attack.
Attack does not mean kill.
Well, then why attack?
To get profit.
How am I getting profit if I haven't blocked off my Moyo?
If white's right here and black is right here, who's getting more value?
Well, you mean like, am I destroying white potential?
Well, your stones are affecting the future, and their stones are
exactly.
not. Right?
They're somewhat affecting the future because they're reducing my Moyo.
No, let's just put stones on the board here, 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 right? So let's just draw a line, straight line. Okay, right. Who do you think got more here?
Black got more because there's more empty space above the black stones than there is empty space below the white stones.
Right. So if you want a positive exchange rate, this is positive.
Okay.
It's not about getting 10 points, it's about getting 2 points more than your opponent.
Right.
If you get 10 points and they get 10 points, you get nothing. If you get 2 points and they get nothing, you get 2 points. It's a big difference in exchange versus like size. And I think that's what makes everyone so uncomfortable. They want to have the cash in hand, but they don't realize like they're going in debt to get it.
Right.
Because now you got your cash. You got your cash. But look at white. White's got more cash.
And now I need to reduce.
Right, and when you reduce, it's going to be a negative exchange rate because you can't gain more than they do in their area. It's a preventative move, but you can't expect to get more than them. So it went from you making more to now they're making more.
Right. That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, at least I'm getting in there, but not by much.
Just, you can go further. Let's go here. Let's make a MII of A and B.
Okay, but now the thing is, I can see how connecting back to A helps that stone. But going out to B, I'm still within the line of the sector line between J8 and M15.
Do you remember what the sector line represents?
Well, it represents the edge of a moyo, I guess. But
what makes it scary?
What makes it scary is if you're within the sector line, you can likely be cut off and killed.
You can be surrounded. You can be surrounded.
Right.
How can white surround this number 3 stone?
Well, I guess they can't because they need 2 moves to do it.
Right. So you're overly relying on a theory without understanding what the theory represents.
Right. Okay.
You have 2 escape routes. It can't be surrounded.
Okay.
Yeah, this all became cash.
I know.
Just make it bigger. And then get your ladder breaker for free. Don't defend Melios. You defend Melios, then you give your opponent like 10 points. This is optimistic. Okay, but like, what are you getting here? This is double Hani is to gain influence this way, but there's a white stone right here.
Right. It doesn't work.
So here you're playing shape just for the sake of playing shape. And this one's pretty easy. It's a chicken move. This is just a chicken move. How could you die if you're all the way out here?
Yeah, true.
Also,
I guess
if you're going to defend,
I wasn't.
Defend.
Yeah, I should have just done that.
Yeah, you're not pushing your game. I think at least in the last week, the 2 games that I've seen, you were playing very, very passive, and I'm not sure why. You were doing better on the aggression a few weeks ago, or last month. You were doing better on the aggression. So something has changed. At least in the 2 games that I've seen today, it is a lot less aggressive than what you've been working on last month. Yeah, so your shapes are all strong. You just gotta attack. What in the world? He just got 20 challenge receipts.
I received a challenge from somebody, and of course I have multiple windows of OGS opened.
It sounds like my wife's my wife's browser. She has like 20, 30 tabs, and she never closed anything. Oh, what a nightmare. Every night when I get off my computer, I have to close everything so I start fresh the next day. For me, nice. I have to start with a blank screen on my computer every day. Otherwise, it'll just feel like noise and chaos. Every time I open my computer, I'll be overwhelmed.
That's interesting.
I'm not sure what you're doing.
I guess I'm just making shape. I guess I'm just making sure that those 4 stones are going to get connected one way or the other.
Yeah, it looks like the end game is not as good as the last game. Okay, at least you didn't fix that. Okay, whatever. It's fine. There are worse moves.
Well, I couldn't have played T5.
Right. I was wondering if you just Tanuki, but I don't know. It's not a huge deal. That one's a life and death problem, so it's different. What just happened? What?
I
What am I missing?
hallucinated.
What's the day?
I hallucinated.
How did you
was
get
thinking,
that? How did you get that move?
I was thinking that I'm going to make this smaller and maybe kill it. And I knew that she was going to have to match me for the move, so I wasn't losing anything.
I mean,
okay, look. I tried something. You got
it works. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. You just have. I just have to try stuff, you know. And every once in a while, I do something weird.
This is true, but I would like you to spend longer than 2 seconds on it. Oh, there's so much things to think about. If I go right here, what does white do?
White probably blocks it.
Here?
Oh. Well, actually, I was thinking that white might play M13, but
Oh, okay. You said here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then just go here.
Right. Okay, so I see why white would not play M13 then.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Some interesting cutting points. Okay, looks like the game's about done.
Just about.
So one thing that I think you struggle with is you are only playing league games, but you don't want to experiment or get out of your comfort zone in the league games.
I suppose that's true.
But then you don't want to play ranked games where you're supposed to push yourself to develop new tactics. So
that's because I don't get points for the title tournament by playing outside of the league, and
right. So you need to be pushing yourself.
You
need to be pushing yourself in the league games. Like, I understand you want to like win the league because it's a league. It feels important, but
see the title tournament games. Title tournament games. I can definitely choose to push myself because it doesn't matter if I win or lose them. Because if I win them, I get 3 points. If I lose them, I get 2, and 2 is better than nothing. So I can lose a lot of title tournament games, and it's okay. So I just have to start being a little more aggressive in my title tournament games for sure.
Yeah, I think you're trying to stay what you are in order to not lose or get worse, but then you're also not improving. And you do that more on the league games than you do on like Fox or something. Like on Fox, you are fine to just throw a stone in to see what happens.
Exactly.
But the league games, you need to be able to take risk as well.
What I've been thinking about doing, after listening to your most recent lesson with Holonomy and hearing you talk to him about playing like 10-minute rated games, I've been thinking about maybe doing a couple of those every week on top of what I'm already doing, and maybe being a little more experimental with them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've always told you, like, I'm fine with you playing more games. It would take a lot of games for me to say that you're playing too many games.
Well, actually, I play probably more every week than almost anybody else you've got a student for.
I'm aware. Yes. It's frustrating. Yes.
I mean, I know. Your initial goal for me was 20 games a week, which I laughed at, and I said I'll try for 10. And well, now I'm doing more than 10 usually. So
yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I have reduced my expectations, and I at this point I get happy if my students play 10 games a week. But
Right.
like back in the day, I was like, you need to play like 5 to 8 or 5 to 10 games a day, like 5, 6 days a week.
Yeah, well, we're not all trying to become
I know.
Don players, and very few of us are trying to become pros. So,
Yeah, definitely don't want to do that second thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's just very interesting to me how much time people will spend studying or lessons or whatever, and how little time they spend actually playing the game. Now this week I
Okay.
think looks really good.
I spend more time playing now than I spend studying, and I really probably ought to spend a little more time studying. Where I really fall down is I don't review as much as I should.
Honestly, I don't think it's that for you specifically. I think you're just not experimenting enough. You're not pushing your game. You have a lot of knowledge. Your shape, you see how your shape or whatever is like ranks above what your
Yeah.
opponents are usually. It's because
Oh,
you're
and
not, if you just attack or like try to get out of your comfort zone, that's really what you need. You don't need to like study and gain more information. You need to catch yourself up to the information that you already have and then get more.
that is true. And by the way, you mentioned that I have game experience. There was a point at which I estimated that I thought I had between 2,000 and 3,000 games under my belt. Well, I actually went to the trouble to look at the KGS, and I added up how many games I've got. And I did a recent blog post on it. I'm a little bit short of 6,000 games.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got a load of games under my belt.
That's awesome. You might
Yeah.
be catching up to me soon because I haven't really like I used to play like tons and tons of games, so I'm probably still got closer to 10,000. But all mostly I just teach at this point. At this point, I teach like 10 times as much as I play. So I feel like you could catch up
I probably
pretty
could
recently.
if I bothered to keep track, and maybe I should, because it would really kind of be nice to know when I'd reach 10,000, because that would be pretty cool. But you can throw the 1,000 games to Don level out the window,
No, it's
because
1,000 hours.
well, that's even worse.
Well,
1,000 hours.
well,
That's well, a game is going to take an hour,
yes, but
and
it's the type of hour matters. So for
right.
example, in the game against Jim, you saw that you had a very nice position, and if you had pushed yourself, that would have contributed a lot more to the value of that hour versus if you spend an hour on Fox playing 2 games where you push yourself, it's usually more valuable. Now, league games typically you're supposed to get they're usually more valuable than a rated game. But right now, I think your barrier, because there's several barriers in the Q ranks, your current barrier is you got to get out of your comfort zone and push. And until you do that, the hours are not adding up as efficiently as the hours that they talk about in the studies. Does that make,
Yeah.
does that make sense?
True. But all that aside,
Mm-hmm.
if I have 6,000 games, I definitely have well over 1,000 hours. There's no doubt about it. And I just think that, some people just have some barriers that are holding them back. And regardless of how many hours they put in, John level just might not be in the cards.
Barriers are usually mental, not effort. But you have to
Yeah.
put in the effort to overcome the mental, so maybe that's not the right word choice. My big one was 2Q. That was my big barrier. And it took me almost a year to get past that. But that was playing like 20 games a day. So you can imagine the amount of hours it took me to get past that one rank. But yeah, usually barriers are mental. And those are extremely difficult to overcome depending on how strong the mental barrier is. It's why kids are a lot better at skipping over those barriers because they don't have a lot of mental restrictions. They're very free and changeable and adaptable versus adults. The older you are, the harder it is to learn new tricks.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
so it's kind of
Yeah.
that sense.
Then you know what? There's also age, and I think most people don't realize that that is a real factor. And it isn't just that children are so much more able to learn Go than say somebody who's 20. But when you reach 70, it's a factor.
Well, past 30 is a factor. Like
Yeah.
they've proved that with research. It's a factor.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. Well, if you're talking about going pro, well then absolutely, it's a really really big factor. But
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just talking about like getting to Don level. I think that everybody assumes that anybody can get to Don level. Well, I'd like to say that age is a factor.
I think it definitely can increase the difficulty. With the perfect circumstances, I think anyone can get Dawn level. Unlike Pro, which like you just can't. After a certain point, you just
No,
can't. It doesn't matter.
right.
But I think skill wise, anyone can. But there's a lot of factors that have to like click together, and getting those to click is very difficult. I mean, this is why a lot of people go to like therapy for their entire life, right? There's certain mental things that they themselves struggle with, and if you never overcome that, then and that's one of the things that is keeping you from Dawn level, then obviously like you can't get to Dawn level until you overcome a specific barrier in your mind.
Right.
So there's a lot more factors to it than just skill. But if you're talking just skill, I think anyone can do it.
Maybe.
I'm honestly, this is something I've been thinking about recently with Sumego Dragon's design. Is I'm like, how can I trick you into memorizing every single pattern you need to be a Dawn player?
That
um,
would be wonderful.
so that way I can like force you to be Dawn against your will.
Yeah.
Because right now I've got a bunch of categories, right? And I think right now this is like the starting point, which is so I have the Clossius approach and I have this, and I think these two things are very very essential building blocks. And for the rest of my life, I'm going to be expanding on these things that I'm building in order to make them a little bit more efficient. One of the things I've been thinking is how can I assign some sort of homework or book or boss battle or something to get you to memorize certain shapes in a fun way that you're not even thinking that you're memorizing it, but you are, kind of thing. So, like, for example, capture races, if I had some sort of mini boss that you had to do capture races specifically against, and then slowly increase the difficulty while keeping the type similar, it forces you to learn that shape or pattern. And it's kind of a thing that I'm like manipulating you into improving. It's
Yeah,
kind of
that would be
like what I'm
great.
building.
Yeah, I like the idea.
For definitely like for Go problems, it's a lot easier to do than the rest of the game. But I'm also thinking about long term. I'm having to keep myself from like a lot of stuff that I'm trying to do because I'm really bad about feature creep. But like long term, one thing I want to do is add on like some sort of game goals or game tag systems, game homework, where you like submit games, or maybe it just checks your OGS account, and if you've played a certain amount of games, it gives you like a reward every week, and then you hit some milestones, kind of like some the thing that they do with that bird app, the language bird app. What is it? Duolingo.
Oh,
There's a
Duolingo.
there's a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
psychological tricks to like manipulate you into coming back and learning the language,
Oh, yeah.
and
And
that's kind of
it's
what I need to do with Go.
the streak. The streak is really important in Duolingo,
Hmm.
and they allow you to like revive your streak the next day if you come back, which is good. And I think there have been times when I've been offered to buy my streak back with a certain number of
Yeah, that
coins
is
or whatever.
that's a super cool feature. Like buy it back for $1.
Yeah.
It sounds
Well,
so cheap, but like for the developer, it's like super effective.
actually, with Duolingo, it's just like these coins that you've already earned. Like you give people coins in your app.
Right.
So it isn't like it costs them anything. Plus, I actually did um, give in and subscribe eventually because they had this heart system similar to Sumigo Hero,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd run out of hearts. And so I just got tired of that, so I eventually paid to subscribe.
I want some sort of heart system because it's effective, but I want it to have more than 3 hearts. I think doing 3 go problems is not enough. So I'm thinking like maybe if I can make like 3 sets of like once you do 3 sets, then you're done. And sets could be like just a set of 20 or a set of 10. Because I think 3 go problems is not enough to get used to the app. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of people that only do 20 problems an hour and never subscribe. And
Yeah.
I would be okay with that as long as the subscription conversion rate was a certain percentage. But it's
Well,
dropping
now,
it's dropping too low, and I'm gonna have to start being a little bit more stricter to get that percentage back up.
when you talk about hearts, though, 3 hearts,
Hmm.
on Sumigo Hero, you only lose a heart if you don't do a problem correctly.
Right.
So people could like use 3 hearts and maybe they'd get 30 problems solved. But probably not
With
at the beginning
Samego
when they're
Dragon, I
weak.
want you to push your difficulty though. That would
Right.
encourage behavior to never learn the harder problems,
Exactly.
which I
Yeah. So
don't want to do.
right. So you got to figure it out. But
Exactly.
anyway, let's get back to
Hmm.
the lesson and do a game.
Okay, so we've gone. All your losses here have been reviewed. So let's go up here. That one's been reviewed. That one's been reviewed. So okay, let's look at this one. Zanum.
Yeah.
It's an interesting name.
Zonum, I call him, I guess, but I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
Review started.
He is a very challenging opponent. He is also an 8Q. Interestingly, this month, we ended up splitting the 8Qs into 2 separate groups because of the number of people we had, and we had so many 8Qs. The natural dividing point came in the middle of the 8Qs.
I'm finding that I'm having a lot of trouble kicking people like past 7Q, getting them to 5Q and beyond. I'm having a lot of trouble getting my students past that point. I will say I wrote an article on a lot of the things that I think people are doing wrong, and I got a lot of people disagreeing with me about why they're 7Q. So that was interesting. But looking at this specifically, you should go here.
Right. Yep.
Another idea you can consider is here to
Right.
build this square, but I don't hate this move. It's a pretty nice move. Hey, look, pincer. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Keep doing that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Why didn't you do that this week? This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Here,
Well,
you can
good.
go here, though,
Yeah.
because there's no way to break out.
Right. Oh, that would have been good.
I can't look it up right now, but it's on the online Go OGS forums, somewhere on the OGS forums. You'd have to look at my account. That's silly. I understand.
Yeah, it
I
is.
understand why you did it because you're trying to keep them cut, but like you're not attacking those.
That's true. See, what I was thinking of, as you very keenly noticed, is that I knew that they could connect at H2. And so I was reverting to avoiding that.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. There's no good point.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
shape
basically,
for shape's sake, but not really
they're
thinking about
two
it.
very alive groups. So no point.
Mm-hmm. So top left definitely looks good this game. I'm not liking the bottom right or the bottom half of the board though. The bottom right and the bottom middle, I don't like. But the top left so far has looked really good. This is passable to make sure you stay connected, but we need to start surrounding soon. Okay. You want this one.
Yeah.
Damages the
that's
corner better.
Right. Of course.
Okay, staying connected is good. Technically don't need that one, but It's okay. I don't hate it. All right, now surround. Okay, passable. Nobi's a little bit more effective. We got to respect this cutting point.
Right.
It might be the response to a 7Q's Reddit question. It's a really... I spent like an hour writing it.
I don't think I saw it.
Well, I may be like really upset about how many people like was just disregarding the advice and saying I was wrong. And then I was checking the ranks, and like I think there was 1 or 2 Dawn players that were like, yeah, I kind of can see that. I might do it this way or that way, but pretty much similar advice, right? And then how many people that disagreed that were 7Q telling the Dawn player that they're wrong on how to get to Dawn.
That's really funny.
And I'm like, why do you just deny the advice? I'm trying to help. I really want this idea.
Okay.
But I do like where you're going. You're getting value, which I like. I love how the contrast between the top half of the board and the bottom half of the board in terms of like value and efficiency.
Right.
That one's greedy. I like that you're attacking. It's good that you're trying to attack, but this is definitely overplay.
Yeah, it is. And I came to realize that it was not.
So what's the difference between 2 weeks ago and this week?
I do not know. I have no idea.
Okay, just maybe you just had a bad week, but try to keep in mind that
may have something to do with who I'm playing and what I expect of them. And I know I'm supposed to play the board, not the player, but when you've had multiple experiences with one opponent, and that
have you watched all
they're
of
going to
the
destroy you
lessons that I've done recently in the last week or so?
I have not. Is there one in particular I should look up?
I don't remember which one it was, but I remember giving a specific piece of advice about someone else who was also playing in like Benkyo leagues. And I said, Benkyo league is very helpful, but if you only do that, you're never going to get exposure to different styles. So you're only going, and then you get really, really tunnel visioned on move sets, and you get you don't get as much innovation, you don't get as creative. So you have to have exposure to many types of players and many types of styles. So
there's something to be said for that, because when you play in Benkyo League or AYD, basically you're playing against people who are playing civilized, as I say. That who know the proper moves, as Insung says. And so, you want to go on Fox so that you
I reviewed a game this
different.
week where they're like, how do I deal with this type of opponent? And so we had to analyze this. So that was something I went over this week, and I found it amusing that someone does that.
They're not going to do it in Benkyo League. By the way, speaking of Benkyo League, now there was a time you had a league of your own. So of course you wouldn't recommend anybody, play in the Benkyo League.
No. Play in the Benkyo
rather than your own.
Oh yeah.
But now you no longer have a league, and Benkyo League is a good means for people to get in games to review. So, you might.
I'm always a fan of join as many leagues as you can and play as many ranked games as you can. Just play the game in a fun and engaging way. I went to Go Club every week, and that's how I improved. And then I would come home and play rated games all week so I could beat my Go Club member that next weekend. And that's all it was. That's what I did for my first year of Go. I was just playing lots of games so I could work my way down the handicap at Go Club. And that was exciting. That was fun. It was learning. It was engaging. And then I caught up, and then I got stuck because I ran out of people to catch up to. That was my first year of Go, is just trying to catch up to my Go Club members, and they gave me handicap. People hate handicap for some reason, but I loved it. I loved working my way down one level at a time. And it's kind of the same thing with the leagues or whatever. It's you're working your way down against certain things. But I will say, if you don't get exposure to many types of styles, then you're kind of hurting yourself. And that's one dangerous thing about staying only in the Benkyo League.
Right. Well, luckily I have NAOL and Go Magic.
This
I
one's a
used to have
wasted move.
AYD.
I really like AYD, but I think you really need to be a certain level to join that one.
I agree, and I am taking a break from League play in AYD, and right now I am, on that membership where you pay about half price and you get to watch everything, but you don't play.
I think there's a lot of good free YouTube videos for people. I tried to put it on here. Have you seen the video thing? I tried to like put a bunch of stuff on here. So like you have the main ones that we got. Here's Baduk Doctor, Michael Redman, Ben Kyo. GoPro Yanwu and New York Institute of Go are also very good ones. I'm sure, have you seen like most of these? And then there's other languages, basically.
Actually, I haven't seen that page, but that's really nice.
And then Nick Sibicki, which that one needs to go up higher. Haley is, oh my gosh, that one was a really good one too. She had a series where she started, so do you know who Haley is? I think you should.
I've heard the name.
Hajin Lee?
Oh, yeah. Well, I know Hajin Lee very well because she and I worked together for the Iwamoto North America Foundation for Go.
Oh,
and
cool.
She's the lead person in there now, and I'm the treasurer. So we email each other back and forth all the time.
Oh, neat. Well, she has a playlist somewhere where she went on Taijum and went from 5 Dan to 9 Dan. And then
That's pretty cool.
she recorded herself playing those games, every single game until she got to 9 Dan. And that's a fun one to go through. Okay. Why do people play this shit?
I guess I was protecting my cutting point.
This protects it. Just do
Yes,
the move.
It does.
Just do the job.
Yeah.
This is a weird looking one that can get cut, false eyes, all kinds of weird stuff. I feel like there might be a Tsuji somewhere in here.
How much did I lose this one by?
35.
Yeah, it was a big one.
No. 35 is passable. Remember, it's not big until it's above 35. Because remember, it's only like one mistake that can change a 35-point result.
Huh.
If you tell yourself that these losses that are very common for your level are huge mistakes, then most of your games are going to be like huge losses and feel bad and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, now, you've been looking at my spreadsheet long enough to notice that I have a great number of very, very close games.
Yeah.
So
I think you're good about
that. I'm accustomed to that. So I'm not saying that I feel terrible that I lost by 35.5, but I am saying it was a big loss compared to what I'm used to.
I'm always afraid to use big or huge or anything like that because it kind of adds the psychological impact versus, it was a close game. 35 is like still decently close, I think.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, people don't believe that. You can say that, but nobody believes it. And
I believe it.
I think it depends upon the individual whether or not it's psychologically harmful to think that way. It doesn't bother me to have lost something big.
What would you classify as big?
A big loss?
Yeah.
Anything over 30 points.
Okay, how many mistakes?
And actually, you know what? My coloring system on the spreadsheet, there's the darkest red. Anything over 25 is a dark red. So a resignation and any loss over 25 points, I consider to be a big loss.
how many mistakes how many mistakes to catch back up is considered too many?
What do you mean?
So if I'm behind, how many mistakes does my opponent have to play and me to catch in order to catch back up? Would you
From
say
35, from 30 points, or
for you to say it's like too many, it's a resignation, or it's too many, so
oh,
this is really big? How many mistakes is
wait.
big?
The funny thing is, I almost never resign a game. Um, because for one thing, I'm not 100% sure of the count,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe I don't have enough time to count. Maybe the board's too complicated to count because of dead stones and stuff like that. And so it's easier to just finish it than it is to count it and
Mm-hmm.
resign it. And then I figure there's always something to learn about endgame. Now I know that if the guy is way ahead, they may not be playing the best endgame. Uh, so there's something to be said for that. But, if I'm going to spend 1 hour on a game and I've already invested 40 minutes in it, I'm certainly willing to spend another 20 to finish the darn thing.
I'm not
So,
saying to resign.
uh,
I'm saying
yeah.
35 is probably only like 1 to 2 mistakes.
Oh, well, that could be, or yeah, you're right, or maybe three, maybe four.
It really depends, but the idea is like you have to catch 2 more mistakes than your opponent to catch back up.
So, are you saying that that means that you probably ought to keep going rather than resign? Because I
Yeah.
do anyway. I
Well, I'm
do.
not
I
saying
hardly
that.
ever.
I was saying like what I would consider big versus what you consider big. I would say
Yeah.
like if it's like 3 to 4 mistakes to catch back up, then
Yeah.
probably that's big. Why
Now,
here?
if you,
Why not
uh,
connect?
yeah, I could have done that. Yeah. But then again, is it any worse except for co-threats, right?
Yes,
There's
yes,
there's
but
co-threats.
I very much care about this because
Right.
I say this very often. Like, don't build the habits of leaving co-threads.
Hmm.
Connections are better.
Oh,
Tiger's mouths need to have a secondary purpose.
by the way, I
Mhm.
did resign a game with Mendax. I guess it was 2 weeks ago, not this past week. So if you want to see what I consider to be a resignable game, open that. That's a resignable game because I had actually killed his stones in the lower right. I had killed him, and then I misplayed one move, and he ended up reviving it. That was a game to resign because the likelihood of being able to catch it up was really, really slim.
Well, with
But
this,
that's
I just
probably,
immediately disagree. But I understand the frustration. The
yeah,
frustration is definitely not fun. But score-wise, I disagree.
right, yeah. But
Um,
that's a game I would resign, but I hardly ever resign.
yeah, this one's definitely not resignation worthy. If you're
Too bad.
frustrated, it's not going to be fun to play. So probably just resign if you can't calm yourself down. But it's
Right,
not resignation on the board if we're just looking at the board.
right.
But yeah, like we've had those days where it's just really frustrating. Um, this one's a wasted move. It doesn't really do anything.
Right.
This one's Gote. I want to say block here because this is half a point and this is 2 points.
Right. And not only that, but it's a potential right?
Yeah, that's why half a point. It's not.
Right, right. But what I
It's not
mean
just a
is
capture for 1 point.
the could conceivably result in a few points too, right? Playing the co.
No, not if it's like this. It can only ever be one
No.
stone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, got it.
This one was really big because it's double Sente.
I know, and I had been looking at that, and I should have played it.
If it's your move, how would you play it?
I would play L18 as well.
Okay. And then black blocks.
And then I can play M19. No, I can't. No,
Yeah,
I
this
can't.
number 5 move is a small issue, yeah?
Yeah, right. I can't
So if
play
it's
M19.
uncomfortable, then just play here.
Okay, sure.
Same thing.
And then maybe I get the monkey jump.
Well, I doubt you're going to get the follow-up. Yeah, you're threatening a follow-up, so it's why it's Sente, but I doubt you're going to get it. But the point
No,
is, the
right.
future black move is different.
Yeah.
So you take a little bit less, but you don't give black the Sente moves. This literally loses a point. Just go here.
Okay.
So this is not a point, right?
Right.
Versus if we go here. And to make it easy, I'm going to place the black stone right here. That way it's easy to compare.
Right.
Yeah, so definitely losing a point there. Okay. This is a little bit silly, but okay. Wait, why not get your double Atari? There's no reason not to do this.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
Oh, never mind. I'm wrong. That is a that is a co-threat. Black can never do this, right?
Right.
So then save it for a co-threat. So
Yeah.
I am wrong. I am wrong. Why'd you do it? This is clearly a bad. You missed a co-threat.
Oh, well. Silly me.
Here. That's quite time for the 1-point move. Here.
The same person has challenged me 3 times during this lesson.
Yeah, it's the cost of being popular. Or being well known, I guess.
I'm an icon.
You're a golden... What is that, a pig? Was that a pig? Golden hog? Golden pig?
Well, it is a hog, yes. It's a hog. HOG stands for Hand of God.
Yeah, you told me that. I remember that. I knew there was a joke and I had just forgotten it. But yeah. That's amusing. So I don't know if you know this, but if we can get these liberties filled, I think that there's something here. I think I'm wrong. Okay, let's assume your opponent doesn't play it, though. Doesn't play it correctly. What about now? Not quite, huh?
Nope.
It's getting close, though. I wonder if you can get a goose out of there. That one should have been yours. So you lost several points this... What is this? Yeah. What is this?
It was stupid.
You can see that you're definitely rushing at the end of this one again.
Well, you know what? I thought I was protecting a double peep. And I guess I am.
Huh? Where's the second peep?
If black plays at R 12. Okay, forget it. I was hallucinating. Okay. I was hallucinating a cut on the 3 stones on the right. So forget that.
Okay. Here is a 1.5, I think.
Yeah.
So there's another one you could have gotten. So I think you lost like 20 points in this game. Not time for that yet.
Oh, 20 points in the end game?
Easily.
Amazing. Okay, take a look at the graph. Let's see the graph.
Yeah, all the same game or whatever. So you lost like 15, yeah, about 20.
Okay.
15 to
all
20.
Right. So Zonum has good end games.
Well, I actually think you missed a lot of your end game is the problem.
Yeah.
There's one thing for your opponent to play good end game. It's another thing though if you never play yours.
Right.
So it's kind of like a combination of both.
Okay.
So, but you do have it really depends on the day, I think, for you. But a lot of times you rush these last 100 moves. Like you'll play really well up until the end game or the end of middle game, and then you'll just blitz this last chunk, which is like, if you look at it from the graph, it's like literally half the game.
More.
Right. The end game is a lot, but you have a tendency to rush this last bit and just try to finish. And there's a lot of mistakes in here on the days that you rush. On the days that you don't, when you're thinking about it, I think you hit a lot of the end game. So it just really depends on the day or the game that I see. This is why I think in your league games, I think are too much of the exact same situation. So it's very easy for you to go back into that comfort zone. It's kind of like if you drive on the same roads over and over and over versus driving in a new city.
Yep.
It's just a different feeling, and you don't have to think about it as much. You don't change your routes to constantly try to optimize it a little bit more. As an example, if you're in the same city and you drive a certain path over and over and over, you're a lot more likely to stick on that path than you are to try to come up with more information, like what days of the week have rush hour, what times is rush hour, and what streets have rush hour and what streets don't, and what times of the day are, what are the main streets that are packed, what are the main streets or side streets that are not packed at these hours. So you can always constantly keep gaining more information to more optimize your routes. But it's mental effort, right? It takes a lot of effort to do that. But if you think about it in that sense, in the league, you're playing the same kind of feeling. You're playing the same time settings, the same days of the week, the same environment. So it's really easy to get caught up in that playing the same way every single week. But you have to think that you're constantly wanting to optimize it. So every single week, you need to just try to get a little bit more information, push yourself a little bit more. And the two areas of that is attacking, and then at the very end, you need to just remember to do in-game. Because when you remember it, it's pretty decent. It's just, you got to like keep that focus for the entirety of in-game. It's really, sometimes you'll see like you got the in-game for like a few moves, and then you got distracted by something and completely forgot the in-game for the next 50 moves.
Yeah. And how about when I make a threat and it gets ignored and then I forgot I made a threat?
I just had someone in the last week or two that I had a lesson where they did it like 3 times in one game.
That's a buzzsaw move.
They would peep, their opponent would ignore, and they completely forgot that they peeped 3 times in the same game.
Yep.
There's a lot of commonly missed or common mistakes, especially past move 70, from playing too fast.
Right. Okay, so let's try one more. I think we've this is good. I think we're getting 4 games in today.
Oh, it's the same person, but
another Zonome.
Review
But it was
started.
only 18.5 loss.
I thought I think it might have been UMRs, but it's hard to like remember the board positions of every lesson, especially when I had like 6+ lessons in the last week and a half.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know why this is so, but I have had incredibly bad luck with getting black with random color. It's like I've had white repeatedly for I don't know how many times, and it just doesn't feel random anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be pseudo-random, but it also might be weighted depending on like the fractions. So if the fractions aren't visible, then there might be some sort of fraction involved. Like the decimal points of your rank might just be higher.
Yeah, but these aren't rated games, so they shouldn't be taking that into account at all. I mean, if you ask for random, it really ought to be random.
It really depends on how it's coded. Like they can say it's random, but depending on how it's coded, then it doesn't really matter. Without knowing the code, we have no idea how truly random it is.
Well, that would be an interesting question to pose to the OGS developers.
It also could depend on who's the game creator, because is it doing the pseudo-random from the game creator's computer or from the not game creator's computer? And if the random function is more weighted towards white, and the creator is the one who's getting the random function, then maybe the creator is more likely to be white than the not creator of the game. There's a lot of interesting things that could go into it. Speaking of interesting, this is not one of your normal moves. So what inspired this one?
I have been wanting to do more of these types of moves, so I've been looking out for them. And
yeah, do more of this. And inspiration, pushing, trying out, experimentation.
I think that one of the reasons I did it was because as white, I didn't see an obvious good move. So I was looking really hard for one. Yeah, that's possible. But F16
here's another
did
one,
jump
actually.
out to me.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying F16 is bad. I actually like that you are trying to be creative.
Yeah.
This one's possible. You do want to follow it up, though. I think the expected move is here, looking for this variation. And if they do this one, then you can always revert. If they do this one, typically it's not good because you can't double Hane a tiger's mouth.
No,
right. Can't. But typically you don't want to ignore from the shoulder hit. So if your opponent ignores, you probably want to punish. This is a big move, though. Can we do a big move in Sente? Okay, I'm going to throw some ideas. Not that I expect you to see them, but just throwing some new inspiration your way. So what if I peep right here, and then I attach right here? With the goal being trying to get this right here with a hopeful follow-up of right here.
Okay.
That's kind of that is an abstract idea. Typically, you don't want to push if you can't cut.
That's true.
So let's save the Aji for now. And pushing from behind is typically not good, but okay. Ooh, a 3-space. Interesting. Okay, careful, because the peep to the 3-space is right here, so you've set up a double peep for yourself.
That's true.
So I think you probably want to go here, because if we imagine that shape, then it kind of makes sense. I like the creativity, though. You definitely lose a little bit of profit, though, so this is good, but this is giving your opponent too much, so it's got to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm looking to see if I can get this move in. And if I can and get a nose, that would be awesome. And the goal of this would not be to live, but to squeeze. So how can I make the squeeze happen without giving up all the stones? Maybe like this. Because if you play an empty triangle, now you have bad liberties. And maybe I can make it a nasty capture race later. So you play an empty triangle, and then what if I just start shoulder hitting more? Anyway, some ideas playing around with. The idea is like, don't let them have territory so easily, while also still helping your weak group. So this is kind of what I'm wanting you to do, is make cash while attacking the group.
Right.
Now, typically, it's better to do it from the outside towards the open section of the board. But at least there's profit, where most of the times at this level, players will attack and not get anything. So even if it's not my favorite profit, it did still get profit. However, this is like that 2-space thing that I hate. Oh, nice. You're definitely trying with the shoulder hits more, and I like it.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Now, I can't remember if this one was before the other one with Zonum. I guess this one was probably before.
Yeah, this one was before.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not the shape. You have not been peeped right here, so it's not the sacrifice shape.
Okay.
Mkamat just followed.
So I should have played 011?
But no, that's the exact same thing.
Oh, okay, then what should I do? Oh, that. Okay.
Just dog's face.
Okay.
Or horse face.
Right.
Or nothing. You could also peep right here. Because if
Okay.
they want to cut, you cut, right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very uncomfortable, and then you can do that knight shape.
Okay.
But don't lead to the shapes like this can be cut in the future. Can get you in trouble in the future. Yeah, okay. This one's fine. This one is not good. Okay, so the idea of a peep is I'm giving you the cash in order to get the influence.
Okay.
But if you peep right here, you give the cash, but you already have the influence, so this stone doesn't get anything.
Okay.
So don't force your opponent to fix the invasion Aji.
Right.
So this is a bad exchange. Yeah, just don't do that. Whatever you're trying to do, just do it. So you were trying to build this, then just maybe build it.
Right.
Maybe do another shoulder hit and do the jump. And this is
Right.
where we sacrifice the one stone again. This one is Gote. Try to keep Sente as long as you can.
Okay.
Look at that massive position. And it's because of your shoulder hits. Very creative, this game. Definitely needs more practice with the execution, but the creativity is there. This is touching a weak group, so this one's not good.
Yeah.
Here.
Right.
So let me just read this with my mouse. You know, the thing I'm not supposed to do. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, so one is better. What? What? What is this move?
I should have just connected. Sure.
You got creative, but then you started getting scared.
Yeah.
You started second guessing
I should
yourself.
cut. Now, after that, there's a nice cut.
Yeah, Black's gonna fix it, I'm assuming.
Of course. Yeah.
But like, you're definitely alive in there. It's way too much space.
Right.
That is a very annoying mistake because it's -1 point, and Black now has a lot more shape on the outside. So it's not even like that you passed; it's you got -1 point for shape. Okay, surround. Not what I would like you to do, but it does keep your base. No, that one's fine. Do you know what's the response to the elephant?
It's a knight's move.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What about this idea?
Oh, that would be fine.
Could also be a little bit more forceful by going here first.
Mm-hmm.
So then they have to go down, but you can go down because now there's no Atari. It's a nice little trick. This makes it really difficult for Black to respond. Not quite. You want this cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely the creativity in this game is much better. It started to the flow started to slow down a little bit, but I think that's just because the amount of time that's passed while you're playing, probably. But the creativity is a lot better.
That's good.
Attack the dragon. The whole dragon, not just the tail.
Right.
Okay. But look, by attacking, you actually got quite a bit of cash.
I did.
Even if it's not perfect, you can see that attacking still gets a lot of value. Even an imperfect attack is better than no attack. Okay, so we're immediately checking this cut, and then once this is done, we're going to move on to endgame. Nope. Passive. That is a nut.
Yeah, see, this was very disappointing. Oh, that
There's 2 cuts with a knight's move. Always check 2 cuts. Knight's move has 2 cuts, Hane has 1 cut. Sorry, knight's moves have 1 cut, but 2 ways to cut it.
Right.
You know, this is passive. Endgame. Not quite. Endgame. Endgame.
Yes.
Oops. Black out to it first. Okay. You got a little bit there for it. That's good. Nice. A little bit of a chicken move, but I understand how you came to the conclusion. I think it's slightly incorrect, but it's not a huge deal. Good, and you get Sente. Perfect. Your opponent misplayed the monkey jump.
Yes.
The end game is much better this game than the last one.
That's good.
How do I get you to be more consistent? Because it feels like it really depends on the day.
It absolutely does. It depends on, well, whether it's like sometimes I play 3 league games in one day.
That's got to be exhausting.
Many of them are played at 9 p.m.
3
I shouldn't even...
league games is exhausting.
Yeah, I shouldn't be playing at 9 p.m., but I do because my husband is asleep by then.
I mean, we got to play when we can play.
I have to play at certain times because otherwise I'll get too much grief.
Mm-hmm. This is a nothing move.
I know. Well, it is. Well, it has one advantage, which no, it is a nothing move. Yes, you're right. It absolutely is because it doesn't matter whether
you're making the mistake of when they have this stone 1 line higher, and there's sometimes a point right there, but
right.
in this game there's not.
You're right.
It's the assuming shape thing. Ah, you responded to... Wait. Nope. You're right. I see the problem. I see the problem.
That is really nice to know.
I'm assuming you're looking at the double Atari, right?
I was worried about those cutting points.
Okay.
And I may not have read it entirely, but it looked iffy enough to me to play it that way.
It's definitely troublesome. What does this move do?
It does nothing. It does nothing. I should have played, if I wanted to play there at all, I should have played G4, I guess.
You shouldn't have done anything, because if you play G4, what you're worried about is this at the very end, right?
Right,
so you're going to lose the point no matter what.
Exactly, so
just don't do anything. Let black Atari you, and then you fix.
Right.
Okay, but the end game was definitely better this time than the last one. Attacking and endgame are going to be the 2 things. So,
okay.
Question mark. Okay, so this week you played passive, but the week prior you did have some creative middle game. there are two big points that I am seeing in the middle game. Try to attack. In the game, try to take your time because it is worth 20 points. When you take your time, you already know the end game. You just have to take your time to not respond automatically. And just by taking your time, you'll increase your game 20 points.
Right.
For the middle game, you only have to think, I want to attack one time and get profit. That's all you got to do. Just think about attacking one time and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then the last thing, I guess, lastly, remember, don't defend Moyo/framework. Surround stuff. Don't surround points, surround groups. Questions, things I can clarify. Any shape, Joseki questions or anything like that?
No. See, we've got about 10 minutes left. Do you want to just like open a random game just to look at the last bit of endgame?
Okay. Okay, 26 points. Okay, it looks like you gained 20 points in this
Review
game.
started.
Okay, so that's good. So let's look at my beautiful endgame.
Okay, so let's go here, turn off the AI. So once you are alive, you start endgame. So the top middle is not 100% alive for white. This is valuable, but you really want that base on the top. Okay. All right, looks alive now, and you got the nice slide.
I made a mistake there, though. That was too far, at least based on how it worked out. So I should have played J18, right? Or J17.
You're talking about this?
Actually, he played J18 in response to my move. And so that didn't work out for me.
This is debatable. Because on the one hand, you lose 2 stones, but on the other hand, black loses this whole position.
Yeah. So I should have seen it that way. I should have seen the...
It's fine. What you should have done is here if you had seen that you were cuttable.
Right. I didn't see that I was cuttable. I didn't see that I was cuttable. And after I saw I was cuttable, I did not consider giving up the 2 to reduce black, which I probably should have done. Okay, that's beautiful.
This is the squeeze the Suji.
Yep.
Okay, so now endgame should be starting because it looks like you're alive. Good. You want to defend that this way.
Okay, fine. But I knew that I couldn't really play that move yet.
Yeah, so you did get it. This one in the corner, you go here. The corner specifically, because they can't ever do anything immediately. Good. Don't back down. You back down. You're worried about this, yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay. But all right, you lose 1 point for safety. Okay. Okay. And you start pushing. Yeah, the end game definitely went in your favor. You could still improve it a few points, but we're not expecting a perfect end game.
In this game, I was really happy about how on the lower side I managed to cut him so that those 4 stones died. And then I was also very happy that I got into the center from K4 because I knew that that single stone wasn't going to be able to do anything.
So looking at the life and death right here, you played this move, but this shape is a bulky 5, right?
That is true.
So this shape must be alive.
Ah. Okay.
Without even having to read, I immediately think that it's alive. Just from that comparison. So I don't think you need this move.
I guess not.
Have you heard me talk about vital points? How many vital points do you have?
There's a vital point at H13. And I suppose J14 is a vital point.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's one more
two.
right here.
Okay.
Imagine what gets this move. Does that make sense?
Okay. All right.
So there's 3 vital points.
So I'm going to get one of them. Which is why I can Tanuki.
More or less, yeah. It's just knowing where to look for the vital points. Oh my gosh. Got the Atari domino effect.
Right, exactly. It was fun.
Yeah, the end game is much better for white in this game. You can keep pushing.
Right.
Yeah, you see how you got all the pushes instead of your opponent getting them?
Yes.
Yep. Oh! Oh!
What am I missing? Of course. Yes. I do recall seeing that when I looked at the game later. Yes. It's really interesting because I was actually aiming for it, and then I was thinking I hadn't achieved it, and then I Tanuki'd, and he saw it, and he saved himself. But yes, I missed it.
Oops.
Even after having thought about it in the first place, I missed it. But luckily, I had enough points that it made no difference.
Well, yeah, it's nothing for you, but if you miss game-winning opportunities, then that's just going to...
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Here, you want to play this one.
Right. Because then I get to play on the edge.
Mm-hmm. This... yeah, okay. Oh, no. You want this move.
Okay.
This is Dame.
And he gets a point.
Yeah, this is literally Dame.
He gets a point. Uh-huh.
Either way, much better endgame in this game.
Thanks.
Okay, so we actually need to assign go problems.
Okay.
So we're gonna do we'll do 100 ladder, 50
the 100 ladder I didn't do last time.
50 corner life and death. And then we want 50 squeeze and then 50 throw in. And that's the problems that we can see in the games this week.
Okay, good.
Theories that I can clarify. Study habits I can clarify.
Nope. Good lesson. And I'll see you again in 2 weeks.
Awesome. Just remember the 2 big things that I want you to practice in the league games. Try to attack 1 time in the middle game and try to take your time in the end game, because when you take your time, you do a lot better.
That's true.
All right?
Yep.
With that, I will see you next time.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Okay, and with that, we are done with the lesson. If you're interested in getting lessons like the one you just saw, I do teach Go for a living. It helps me out, so if you want to check out lessons, you can do so there. And also, by subscribing at any tier, you get access to the lesson VODs on the videos page. And then also I try to put the NAOL videos there, and everyone can see the NAOL videos. So seansgogroup.com/videos. You can see the NAOL videos, which are game reviews, and then the lesson VODs are also there. Bats, you're funny. I don't get paid to play Go. After this, we're about to get back on the road and start door dashing again. So I do basically lessons, and then we go make money. So I make money, then I go make money, and then I come home and I have a few hours to play Baldur's Gate or whatever before bed. And the reason I don't play Go is I don't want to think. You work all day, you don't really want to think. I don't know, I think Go has just become work for me, so I want to do like not Go stuff sometimes. Oh yeah. We actually bought a second copy. So this one, my first run got deleted, so that's unfortunate. But this one, I went Necromancer, and I'm going to try to beat the game for the first time on this run, but this is technically my second run. The next run, I'm going to try to do a Drow Rogue. Yeah. That is the next one. But I also have a Dragonborn Fire Dragon Sorcerer... No, Fire Dragon Wizard on the one I'm doing with Kara and Austin. So we have actually a lot of playthroughs simultaneously, because when we have roommates home, we'll sometimes play together now that we have 2 copies. So I have my individual playthrough. Kara has her individual playthrough. I have one with both 2 roommates, and then one with me, Kara, and Austin. So there's 2 more right there. Kara has one with every combination of people you can do in the house. So every combination that she can do in the house, she has a run for. So many Baldur's Gate files. And so she has that on the computer you gave her, actually. She's been playing a crap ton in the evenings. Pretty much every evening, she's either playing D&D or Baldur's Gate. I plan to do Honor Run at some point. Like, I think I'll do a Dirge run. What is it? Dirge run before I do Honor Run. Right now, I'm still having fun exploring the storylines and whatnot. But I'll do an Honor Run at some point. I have to wait. Oh, really? Let me know when that happens. I'll wait. I won't. I'll specifically not do it until you tell me when that releases. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, dude. Oh my gosh, there's so many freaking plot lines to go through. I'm actually going through each. I've actually intentionally been ignoring the companions because I can't do all of them in one freaking playthrough. There's too many options. So the one I'm doing with my rogue is going to be Dark Shadowheart and Astarion. The one I'm doing this time, I just did... Who did I just do? Just did something. Oh, I did a Mintharas. No, you're the only one who has submitted them. Yeah, you're the only one who has submitted anything. So I'm honestly thinking about getting rid of the tier. No one's doing it. So at this point, it's just taking up space on the page. Yeah, I think I might just get rid of these 2. If no one's doing it, this is just taking up space on the page. Yeah, actually, while I got you guys here, this is a feature I'm about to release on Sumego Dragon. So I would love to test it with people before it goes live. This is the feature I've been working on this week, actually. and this is to support streamers. Dragon-racing. This is something for streamers to use. So let me go ahead and create a match. So this is a Go problem race. Anyone can join. And you select your difficulty, so I'll unlock it. So the host can lock it so everyone does the same problems, or you can unlock it for everyone to have their own level selection. Yeah, I saw Loving Sun doing this for the last couple weeks, and so I spent a week, about a week and a half now, building this. Okay, so there's a bug right there. It doesn't size correctly when the monitor is really wide. Good to know. Good to know, good to know. I need to figure out how to, like... Oh, monitor sizes are really annoying. I'll give you guys a minute if you want to join. Yeah, if you can join, join. It should be good for desktop and mobile. In theory. In theory, it's supposed to be for desktop and mobile. When you join, you'll get, if you're not logged in or whatever, you'll get assigned a random dragon, and then you'll see yourself in the race. And we just need to make sure everything's synced properly and that no one has any loading bugs, blah, blah, blah. And it is very important that I do this before I start sharing it with other streamers. Can we get to 5 people? Get 2 more people? If we can get to 5 people, it would be, I think, optimal. You can see the rules down here if you're waiting. You can click the question mark and read over the rules. But it's pretty simple. You have 3 lives. If you get 3 problems wrong, you're done. And then you have 120 seconds to complete 10 problems at the level you got. There is a lobby chat too right here. Can we get 2 more people? One more person. All right, all right. So just select your level and then ready up. So I could technically start before anyone's ready, but this is like letting the host know that, hey, I'm good to go whenever. It didn't update your name. I can see Amaranth's. Can you explain to me, like... I'm not sure what you mean, but okay. Let me know what you mean, but let's go ahead and start. Okay, and there's that little bug, since I'm the host. But I think that's only a version test bug. I'm not sure. I'm afraid to, like, not have it. If it doesn't work, just refresh. Okay. Uh-huh. There should be a Seki. Okay, there. Yeah, this one I've just done so many times. So the version test has a lot more of a limited library since it's just a testing database. So it actually doesn't have nearly as many problems as the live. All right, so if I monkey jump there. Doesn't matter? Okay. You have no sounds? Try refreshing the page. No, not working on Opera GX. Let me know if a refresh works, because it might be the initial load, and that's a different bug. If either it doesn't load, or only it doesn't initially load, is a different bug, each one. So this one didn't load. Dadgummit. And this is why we have to do testing before release. here, 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 here. So here, is it just a co? No, that's definitely a sec. That's definitely a dead group, not a seki. If I do that, everything else is a bulky 5. Is it a co? I gotta do something. I gotta choose something. I run out of time regardless. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, whatever. Next one. Oh, fudge! I didn't complete it. I didn't complete it. You think 10 problems wouldn't be that much, but it becomes a lot very quickly. I took too long on that problem. I should have just skipped it. I have 3 hearts. I should have just skipped it. All right, so we got a size bug and an initial load bug. Blank board, no stones. Oh, so you don't even see the grid lines. Oh, fudge. That's a different bug in general. Just like, it's really annoying because you think it works and then you test it and everything goes wrong. Okay, so we have the board doesn't load with any lines. The board loads, but you can't play and there's no problem. You logged in, but your name still showed as anonymous on your screen. The vision at home, because I have a different monitor on my laptop than my desktop. Yeah, this is a scale issue. Because on my laptop it looks fine, but on the desktop. Okay. But yeah, this is currently in progress. This is why I'm not releasing it yet, though. This is why we need user testing. The scale size should be easy to fix. The load, I'm not sure. If the Go board doesn't load at all, that's annoying. And the username one, I have not seen at all. Okay, we're going to go again? Okay, we'll go one more time. You can hit the back button in the top left if you can see it, or you can just click back in the browser. Also, send a link to chat. Okay, one more time. And while we're waiting on that, I'll actually show you guys a design that I've been working on for the landing page. I've gotten several feedback that the starting of the page, even though the features are good, the start is kind of not perfect. What is this on? I think it's testing-2. This is a layout that I'm looking at. I did get some feedback in Discord that these buttons should cut off around the square instead of this button covering them. It should cut off, and I think that idea sounds good. But this is a landing page idea with the idea of this being you click, you get 20 random problems. That's it. Like you one button click, you're into problems. And that was actually advice that Bats gave, was just have something that just immediately lets you start solving problems. PvP is going to just link to Dragon Racing for now, but if in future updates, like when I get more features, you'll click this and say which PvP game do you want. This is your sets. This is ranked, leaderboard, market, blah blah blah. That's a design that I'm testing, playing with. Okay, Cthulhu, just select your level and we'll start. Thank you. You have no idea how many times I've remade it. I obsess over the looks way more than I should. I spend so many hours obsessing over the way the app looks, and I've watched so many hours of like design videos. Because if I don't, it will just be bare bones basic. It's gotta be this, right? Okay. Don't think too long. I have a tendency to try to overread. There. Okay, got it. Oh, no, I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't got it. I screwed up. I screwed up. Okay. This one is just here. Cool. Yeah, here. Here. Oh no! Did I goof? No, I didn't. This is a ladder. 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 It's a ladder. It's a ladder. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Throw in. There. Tari. There. Cut. Here. 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 Come on. I got this. I got this. I got this. Should be here. And Seki. Aha! I did it this time. "30 seconds to spare." Oh no, everyone got stuck at the start. Did the problems not load? Or was the difficulty too difficult? Oh no, almost got it. Those hard ones. Got it. I will say the ones on the database are not, on the version test, are not a perfect database because I don't really care about leveling them perfectly. I don't really go through branch by branch like I do for the live one because it's test data. So if something loaded, if the Go problem sucked, I apologize. But it is not the, it's just temporary data is all. As long as the Go problem loads and it's beatable on some level, and visually everything fits, the usernames are loaded correctly, so. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this little sneak peek. Thank you for helping me test this. It is very helpful feedback, and I will continue to work on this. Hopefully this will be released soonish. I'm working on it almost every day, so we'll see how that goes. You can also join the Samego Dragon Discord if you want to be kept more up to date or ask any questions about it or leave any recommendations. If you're in the online Go Club Discord, there's also the Samego Dragon room at the bottom in the Clossius corner. So there's two places you can leave feedback or whatever. Oh, thank you for the sub, Ralk? Ralk
013 just subscribed.
Whatever that thing said. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. And with that, we have to go start our other job now in order to keep, working. Nice. With that, hope you guys enjoyed, and let's find someone to raid. Oh, bats. Time to raid bats. All right, see you guys.